Blythe here, creator of A Blythe Coach, helping multi-passionate creatives take leaps of faith. Today we've already taken a leap of faith from Q3 and sort of late summer into Q4 and early fall in real time as I record this. And so I am here for a September review in my bullet journal, as well as a little peek back at July through September, late summer, and Q3 in preparation to continue powerfully through Q4 and the end of the year and into a new year. Post. So I thought I would start with September and then move into a quick review of July and also August. And July and August are already up as review videos on the YouTube channel, as well as blog articles on my website, ablythecoach.com. So taking a look at September, it was a very busy month. It is back to school, sort of really getting into the swing of things here in Cologne. We did also celebrate a couple of personal holidays, including my 6th anniversary with Ayla, and had visits from friends and family and some outdoor festivals that made it a lot of fun, a summer festival, and then also a Oktoberfest type of party at friend's house. Not the big Oktoberfest, but a fairly authentic Oktoberfest, and we did wear lederhosen, and that was definitely a highlight of the month as well. On the autumn equinox, we got to go to a what is it called? A dinner entertainment, I guess. It was live music and awesome Italian food. And yeah, it's really been a beautiful transition into early fall here in Cologne. It seems to change seasons right on time, and we do actually see hazelnuts here on the street and nuts all over and chestnuts, and it's the leaves start to change, so I've used some leaf stamps and some back to school stamps, my pencil book apple for the teacher. And my goals, I did achieve at least partly my big intentions for the month, which were to get cozy and do some early autumn baking. I did make some and share chocolate chip cookies with my students and had apple cinnamon muffins here at home, really embracing that apple and spice flavor. Mentioned our anniversary and friends and family visits. And then the theme of the whole month, in addition to having National Dance Day and the equinox and the harvest moon, was Self-Care September. So that included sort of sharing on, not just sort of sharing on Instagram ideas from that I generated last year and this year during September, and as well as ongoing, because of course self-care is for all the time, as well as education in elective classes that I'm teaching and in my own personal life, actually taking on a lot of those actions. And one of my intentions that's continuing on into October is doing some preventive care. So making sure I'm up to date on all of my sort of checkups and regular preventive care, as I said, so that I can confirm that I'm as healthy as I feel and optimize things where need be. And yeah, if there's anything I need to attend to, I can take care of that. And so September was also very busy with lots of teaching, of course, substitute teaching included, wrote some poetry, though, felt inspired. It's a very inspiring time of year, I find. And it's so fun to show people our town and to celebrate the weather and the time of year and harvest. We even went out dancing, and there was some special neighborhood action as well. There's a event called Blaue Abend, which is like a blue evening, and is right here in my neighborhood. So there was live music all over the place and free food and just a lot of fun with all the folks that live in this quarter. And actually, not related to that, but at that same time, there was also open art studios and tours of monuments. So I got to go for a historical tour of a fort nearby. And my dad had successful surgery, so something that I've been anxious and, of course, concerned about for a while is also looking better. So that's wonderful news that I got this year, though, of course, there's always things going on in the family. And friends, in media, I read only a couple of books. I was pretty action-packed, but I did finish reading, or we finished reading together, Red, White, and Royal Blue, and also I read Sandwich, which was an awesome book for the end of the summer. I enjoyed both in different ways, but Sandwich was really, gosh, funny and tragic and beautiful and ugly and just a really cool, probably a top pick of my reads of the year. I also enjoyed very much my Savoring September playlist, and I need to give some thought to what songs in particular would be part of my September playlist or should be added there, what were particularly earworms or hits of this time and this place. We did some viewing, continuing on with the Young Rock series, very cute, Star Wars Deep Space Nine, and oh yeah, the true crime sort of drama Monsters, the Lyle and Eric Menendez story. Very haunting, very traumatizing, very potentially triggering, so definitely not for everyone, but if you like that sort of thing or heard of the story when it was sort of on the news and are curious to see more from a variety of perspectives and dramatized, that is fascinating. And a couple of films, Rebel Ridge, sort of a action, and also The Union, just a couple of real, wow, that really suited the mood of the month, didn't it? Action, action, action. Yeah, so on the weekly basis, I was doing a lot of classes and pages. Did we total them up yet? We did. 4 emails, 4 videos, 3 blogs, 31 classes. Didn't count the morning pages yet, but that's ongoing on weekdays. And anniversary and festivals were certainly a big highlight. And also sort of early fall eating, drinking, cocoa, wearing sweats. Surprises along the way. Overall, a very action-packed and satisfying September, a self-care September. And so continuing along those same lines, I have some pages that are dedicated to self-knowledge and self-care that I've done alongside students of mine. So I'm doing this introspection and reflection alongside them. Here's my spread for Self-Care September, just a brainstorm. Maybe in the future I'll do like a bingo game with my favorites or some sort of different collection, but last year and this year I sort of just collected my top favorite ideas that I like to do when I need a little self-care. I can refer to the list and take good care. And then we move into October. We're there in real time, but I'll be back for an October reflection soon. Got a collection of poetry I wrote in September. Going to be writing some spooky correspondence in October. And then I'm already into October and having fun with some Halloweeny and fall spreads. And then we'll be moving into my next seasonal or quarterly book upcoming as well. So that's exciting with the new pens that I've invested in as part of Self-Care September, you could say, or back to school. I realize I go through so much ink, I really want to try out using more fountain pens and refilling them and reducing the plastic that I'm producing, but also having fun with the materials that I'm using to create. The sky, my little Lamy Vista, And this one is the Lamy All-Star. I'm using Octopus Fluids document inks in them, and that's working great so far. So that's a fun new adventure, but the new ink requires also new paper, ideally to, not have so much ghosting and bleeding through and sort of showcase inks in the future, maybe. Things to be excited about. Yeah, so that was September and new in supplies. I did also do a recent back to school supplies video if you really like to nerd out on those sorts of things, and also an updated notebook lineup video, because those are all things that support my creative process. So let's take a peek back through this seasonal quarterly book. Since it is the end of the quarter, I've got this sort of secret little place to put in my own notes, but a postcard from an art exhibition that we were at. And jumping into July, top highlights were concluded completing the alphabet superset, and that's certainly a highlight for this quarter as well. Also working on true stories during Camp Nano, or Camp Nano Memoir, for NaNoWriMo in July. For fun during the summer, I was paying particular attention to birds, having to do with my theme of the year, and I also want to work on sort of drawing and representing them, and also doing true bird watching, identifying species that I see, but have been tuning in on that. Had a little fun with One Book July, filling in all the gaps in my bullet journal so far this year. Or prepared for a family wedding and did Christopher Street Day and Pride. A couple of other highlights that we had was a surprise birthday present. We went to see the Trucks. Celebrated both Pride and non-binary People's Day. Did a bunch of teaching. In July, I published 4 videos and 2 blogs. And sent a number of emails. Need to tally that up, I guess, for the quarter. That's always the fun in doing these videos too, is sort of reminding myself, I still need to collect a little bit more data to look at my results, but then also get an overall impression of how the months and quarters go by. Did a little deep cleaning, that's right, lighting fixtures, bathroom, kitchen. Rather than spring cleaning, I find summer cleaning sometimes makes more sense. It's long, bright, hot days, great time if you're washing things for them to dry back out, and you can really see with the amount of light. So that was fun to get that done. And since we cleaned the lighting fixtures, we'll also have more light through the winter. It looks beautiful. And media. I read several books, which I can look back at that blog about July to recap the media. But yeah, there was some cool reading, viewing, listening. Summer is a great listening and viewing. I had apparently some more time and also the passion to listen to some new summer jams, some sports. That's right, there was the men's soccer cup. I already mentioned the Trucks, and also, the Olympic opening celebration. That was definitely a quarterly highlight as well, getting to see the art that they made in Paris around those games. So moving into August, it was an August month, as I had said in my video, specifically reviewing August. Big highlight was a wedding in the family. There was a bit of holidays from some places where I teach, but then sort of preparation and subbing and jumping in other places. So it all balanced itself out a bit. And that was the true back to school month, sort of stage by stage by stage, getting back into, as I say here, into the swing of things after a bit of a pause in summer break. Just changing schedules always take a hot minute to get used to, and I love having that flexibility and freedom, but also, it does just take some adjusting when we're getting in that swing. What else? First classes of the school year in some locations. I did unfortunately get sick in August, so that's sort of gave a little hit to my productivity, but also enforced rest and relaxation. So there you go. Had some good times with friends and also by myself on artist dates. Got outside to the rose garden, as we can see here, to the botanical garden. Took care of some business when it comes to tax returns. Really supplied up, stocked up supplies I need for fall and into the winter. At that point, they had scheduled my dad's surgery, and there was other family surgeries coming up. And I published 4 emails, 5 videos, 3 blogs, taught 35 classes, and wrote 17 sets of morning pages. Read or worked on reading a bunch of books, had a few standout songs and series and films. Again, I'll collect and decide which were my top favorites for the quarter for the blog that will follow along with this video. And we're just sort of flipping through here today to get that overview of July, August, and September. What a quarter. I'm shocked that it's over. And we're into October, into fall, into quarter 4. And at the same time, I know that quarter 4 is very rich with opportunities and motivation. Fall is a great time to keep moving ahead with projects and priorities. It's also a great time to reflect and really think about what we do want to keep carrying forward and what we also are willing to let go, or it's time to shift priorities so that we can come to the end of the year feeling satisfied, having made our best effort, having taken steps. Yeah, I feel like I have it. Quarter 3 was actually very productive, was very high energy. I recall feeling tired, but also in the summer getting to have some beautiful rest, some time in the sun, and lots of celebrations and laughs along the way, even at a time that, of course, also has a lot of challenges, a lot of drama around politics and elections. Looking forward to that coming up also this fall, sort of keeping in mind that that's also impacting it. I'm talking about the presidential election in America, so affecting all of my American friends and family, but of course on a global scale as well. There's a lot up in this world. So let's keep Self-Care September going and do what we need to do to support ourselves so we can return to supporting one another, to being in community, to keeping in mind what is most important, our purpose, vision, and mission on the planet. And let me know how I can support you in all of that. I love fall, so I am happy to embrace the changing of the leaves and all of that. But I'm also just, and it's wild. I'm a bit in shock that we're already at this point in the year. But I love the celebrations of the winter and the light in the darkness as well. And we'll look forward to doing yoga and dancing and lots of practices that help me keep warm here in the Northern Hemisphere at the cold part of the year, bring light to the darkness. And I will see you again very soon. Take care.